We begin tonight with the ongoing war in Ukraine. As Orthodox Christians mark one of their holiest days, the promises of peace appear to have been tragically broken. Despite Russian President Vladimir Putin announcing a ceasefire for the Orthodox Easter holiday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claims that attacks are ongoing. Zelensky, in his nightly address, accused Russia of cynically pretending to observe a truce. We go live now to CNN's Clarissa Ward in Kiev. Clarissa, what can you tell us about the situation on the ground? In a significant legal victory for the Biden administration, the U.S. Supreme Court has halted the deportation of a group of Venezuelan nationals being held in immigration detention. The group, which includes individuals who claim to be fleeing political persecution and violence in Venezuela, had been targeted for removal under a Trump-era policy that allows for the expedited deportation of alleged gang members. The court's decision, which came just hours before the men were scheduled to be deported, has been met with both praise and criticism. We'll have more on this developing story and what it means for the future of U.S. immigration policy after the break. After months of stalled talks and heightened tensions, there is a glimmer of hope in the effort to revive the Iran nuclear deal. Both Iranian and U.S. officials have confirmed that significant progress has been made in recent negotiations, and experts from both sides are now tasked with drafting a framework for a potential agreement. While both sides caution that significant hurdles remain, the recent developments are being seen as a positive sign that a deal may yet be within reach. We'll continue to follow this story closely and bring you the latest as it develops. Tensions continue to escalate between Israel and Hamas following a series of rocket attacks and airstrikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced that the Israeli military will be increasing its pressure on Hamas, vowing to restore peace and security to Israeli citizens. The announcement comes just hours after Hamas fired a barrage of rockets into Israel, which the Israeli military says were intercepted by its Iron Dome defense system. We'll go live to Jerusalem for the latest on the ground and the potential for further escalation. Across the United States, thousands of protesters have taken to the streets to voice their anger and opposition to the policies of President Donald Trump. From immigration to healthcare to climate change, demonstrators are speaking out against what they see as a dangerous and divisive agenda. The protests, which are taking place in major cities across the country, come as the Trump administration faces mounting criticism from both Democrats and Republicans alike. We'll take a closer look at the key issues driving these protests and the potential impact they may have on the political landscape. A wildfire near Edmonton, Alberta has been successfully contained after coming dangerously close to the Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village, a living history museum dedicated to preserving the heritage of Ukrainian settlers in Canada. The fire, which officials believe was started by lightning, burned through hundreds of acres of forest and grassland, forcing the evacuation of nearby communities. Thanks to the tireless efforts of firefighters, the historical buildings and artifacts of the Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village were spared from the flames. We'll have more on the story of the fire, the heroic efforts to save the village, and the relief of a community that came perilously close to losing a piece of its history. And finally tonight, a heartwarming story of connection and the enduring power of memory. A vintage varsity jacket, discovered in an Australian thrift shop, has made its way back to its hometown of Ingersoll, Ontario, after a journey of nearly 10,000 miles. The jacket, which bears the name of Ingersoll District Collegiate Institute in the year 1975, belonged to the late Wallace Clayton, a beloved member of the Ingersoll community. The discovery of the jacket has sparked a wave of nostalgia and fond memories from Clayton's former classmates and friends, who remember him as a kind and generous soul. It's a reminder that even in a world often defined by distance and division, human connection can transcend time and geography.